In a world where there's need for love, intimacy, and support, it is disheartening to see lots of young people ending up with terrible partners. They often exhibit traits like poor communication, lack of empathy, abuse, and intense selfishness. Let's not even talk about their lack of commitment, consistency, and sometimes display of infidelity. These traits has led so many to salient relationship problems and even an alarming rate of divorce, making it so difficult for relationships these days to thrive. Welcome back to SMOPPY'S World. This is your beautiful, ever-smiling host, Lady Ola. And SMOPPY'S World is where we get to talk about real life issues. We talk about faith. We talk about family. We talk about health, relationships, careers, marriages, and many more. I share priceless lessons from my own well of experiences. And I'm sure you will have one or two to take home and put to use. If you have been following me this far, I want to say thank you for sticking around. And if you're new here, you are highly welcome to my world. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms that are coming up right after this episode. And listen, you need to share to as many as you can. In the next 2 weeks, we are going to be talking about becoming the best spouse. So you cannot afford to miss this. At the end of this episode, you will get to see the reason why you should not miss any of this episode. For 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about the habits of highly effective partnership. We're going to be talking about self-improvements. We're going to be giving you tips for relationship successes. How to ensure that as a partner, you are able to balance individuality in partnership. We'll be telling you or giving you tips on the communication, which is the key. The skills that you need to have or you must have to help you to navigate any kind of arguments with your significant other. Before I introduce my guest to you, listen, you need to go grab a cup of coffee, grab a pillow, you might want to call a friend, and get comfortable. And by the way, I need you to feel free to send your questions. Make sure you like, and let's have a conversation in the comment section. Today, I'm deeply excited. In a minute, you're going to see the reason why I'm deeply excited about my guest today, who will be breaking down this topic into bits for us. He's a food scientist by profession, he's a pastor by calling, he's a prophet by birth. He's the oversight apostle of Grace Outreach Global Church worldwide. He's someone very dear to me. He's my best friend. He's my pastor. He's my lover. He's my husband. Are you getting it? And the father of my 6 children is Dr. Victor Olusegun Aigbogun. We want to welcome to SMOPPY'S World.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me, bringing me. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being my wife. And
snap! I know.
That's a beautiful one. By the way, I don't like people coming on this podcast thinking they're going to hear from a pastor. Cancel that out of my title.
No, we're not going to do the pastor thing today.
Cancel that.
We're not going to do the pastor thing today. I guarantee you that. So, my one and only.
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you just tell us a little bit of yourself? I've given everything that I know about you, just one sentence.
I think you said it all, but the most important thing for me is I'm just a simple human being who loves life. I love helping people. I love people. I just love life. Everything I do, whether when I'm doing my food science thing or whether when I'm doing other things God put on my way, I'm a very simple, life-loving human being.
It's about to get good. Listen, the topic that we have on our table today is becoming the best spouse in a relationship. Is there anything as becoming the best? How can someone become the best as a spouse in their relationship?
I don't know how I'm going to say this, but if you want to be the best as a spouse, because there's a difference between being the best as a spouse and the best as a partner. Big difference. Let's focus on the spouse first. If you want to be the best spouse to your wife or your husband, you need to perfect your pretense.
You say what?
You need to perfect your pretense. Whatever brought you to be the one is what you need to perfect. Okay? So you know what you package to present yourself to get here to be the one. You know what the package was that you presented, right? That's what you need to perfect. So perfect your pretense. Because at the end of the day, whatever you pretended to be is what got you to be the one. So if that pretense was not going to be a kind of a continuity, all your lies, every lie you have ever told to get the job, to be the spouse, I suggest you keep it on. That's all I'm going to say. But to be sincere, becoming the best of anything demands sacrifice.
Yes.
All right? Being the best of anything, being the best in anything will demand sacrifice. All right? So if you want to be the best spouse, I recommend that you start with understanding what made you to be the one. Because he chose you, she chose you for a reason. You can't let that reason go unperfected. When you perfect that and become the best in that, you become the best spouse. That's where to start. I don't think you can go away from what got you the job.
So you said something about whatever pretense that got you the one, you need to keep it.
Yeah.
So does that mean that sometimes when we believe that we have found the one,
We found a lie.
We found a lie. We're not even sure because whoever that one is, we believe that person is the one based on what they've shown us.
The truth about being the one is that in the world of packaging, can I say this?
Yes, go ahead.
I don't care what you think about it, but you cannot be the best of what you are not. All right? So when you present yourself to a girl or you present yourself to a guy and you package something outside of who you are going to struggle being the best to that person because that person has received a lie and you cannot keep up with that lie. That person has received deception. You can't be blessed in your deception. The fake you cannot receive the blessing that makes you perfect for the one who have chosen you out of such deception. So let's face it, we all lie. You lie to get a job. You lie to be the wife. You lie to get the girl. Well, if you want to be the best, if you can't keep that lie, you need to come clean.
Because keeping that lie will require a lot of energy. It will be a hard work.
Absolutely.
For you to keep up the lies. So the best thing for you is to come clean. So how do you do that?
You have to come clean. Because sometimes in relationship, we look from the outside, right? The guy's cool. The guy's cute. The guy has money. The guy has this. The guy has that. So that is what the girl is clinging to. But the moment you now say yes to this person, you then now need to know that that's not what's going to sustain the relationship, all right? What's going to sustain the relationship is what he really wants or what she really wants. And that's why from day one, we need to start revealing who we truly are so that the person can figure out whether this is what he or she really, really wants. Oh, she knows how to cook. That's not what's going to make you the best spouse because cooking can be done by anybody. Oh, you are a very fantastic cook. Everybody knows that. And I know that coming to you in London and having the first meal in your house, flying out of the US, I haven't had Nigerian meal for a long time and I sat down and I had this meal that was so fantastic. That's for another day. That really touched my heart. But that was not what's going to keep me because I can have someone cook for me all the time. Before I met you, I was buying food from Lagos Cafe in Los Angeles, right? So they would make my food, they package it, they put it in my freezer, I take care of myself. So you weren't going to keep me because you know how to cook, right? So being the best spouse will require that you be the best of you. Right. And for that best of you to be what blesses your partner, he or she has to know that this is who you are. That is where you start to perfect that and be a blessing to that person. Can I say another thing?
Yes.
That is what makes you not to be available to everybody. That's what makes you not to be valuable to everybody. Because the real you is what brings value to the real person that's a partner.
When I met this guy, he was so clean. He was standing in front of the church and he was giving testimony. I was like, this guy is fine. Good.
Yeah.
That guy not be my husband. Little did I know what I was asking for. So don't judge the book by the cover. So it's important that we value ourselves because what we bring to the table is what makes us to be able to give all that we have as the one in our relationship.
Yes.
Oh,
Right. So a spouse or two people who are in relationship to build a future bring something to the table. For years, I've been speaking about marriage not to be a union between a man and a woman, but rather a union of purpose. I've been saying that for a long time. Church people don't like it because to them marriage is a union of a man and a woman. Marriage is not it's not a union of a man and a woman. It's a union of two individual persons who have individual purpose. So that purpose needs to fit in and fit in perfectly. You don't marry just because of marriage. You marry to enhance your existence. So when you are about to come to be the one so that you make my life to have meaning, it's not going to be about physical thing that your beautiful self, your handsome self. It's not going to be about your money self. All of those things contribute to our physical attraction. But our soul attraction is based on the value we bring into the life of that person. That's what makes us the best spouse. Your best spouse is the person you can't replace. You become the best when you are irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable.
And people will tell you that nobody is replaceable. Well, you need to understand that when somebody brings something that no other person can bring, then that person is irreplaceable. And even when you can replace the person, you don't want to start from the scratch because this is your best. And so I think it's important that we all lie to get a girl. We all lie to get a guy. You have one little thing. Don't look at me like you know all my lies. You know how much I lied to get you. It's true. I lied. But the truth about it, when I realize that this is what I want and that I have something to bring to the table to bring meaning to your life, and I can see through you that you have something to bring to my life, I have to come clean with all my lies. I have to turn myself around to capitalize on the real me so that you can get the best out of me. And that's what changed our marriage. That's what changed our lives. That's what made everything what it is today. Because it didn't start that straightforward. It wasn't because of the house that you came to see. It wasn't because of the car that I have. It wasn't because of anything. I didn't even see any after all, you didn't get to see any of those.
I didn't get to see any of those.
But the truth about it is, when you finally say you're going to be the one, let what makes you be the one not be a lie. Because you can't perfect a lie. You can't be the best in a lie. I don't know whether I'm making sense, but I'm telling you the truth.
You're making sense. So what are the habits of highly effective partnership?
Let's look at it from the relationship between two organizations. When two companies decide to marry, they both bring the value of their brand to the business. You can't leave what made that company, what you marrying that company. You can't leave that out because that's what that company is. Its culture, its business plan, its business model, its business system, everything that make that company the company. You don't get rid of that, right? You keep that. It's then you find out that when you get married, you perfect one another in an organization. So happens to marriage. Okay, if you become the one, you are not just the one to him, he is also the one to you. All right, so you've not come together, and then the first thing you have to understand is that you are bringing something that the other person doesn't have. If you don't believe me, you have to understand that if a male and a female are going to get married, their features are different. They will have to bring something different because it is in the difference that your perfection is established. It is not in the similarity. The perfection of your union, the perfection of your relationship, the perfection of you being the one is not in the similarities that you have with the other person. It's in the difference that you have. Because if you are bringing what I already have, what do I need you for? What I need you for is to bridge the gap for me. So the first trait of you knowing that you can perfect something is that you recognize and appreciate the differences and value it. Just because she's different from you in one area doesn't mean she's not the one. Actually, possibly that's what made her the one. So you need to capitalize on the two things that are different that you both brought to the table.
Thank you for that. One of the things that I've seen being in relationship for many years is the fact that many people, they marry and they do not value their spouse. And I'm not talking about gender now, because it's not about gender. So not valuing your spouse is not going to give you results of what you want. That's basically what you've been saying, because if you don't value what you have in your hand, whatever you're looking for, you're not going to get the results.
That's correct.
So it's important that it should be one of those habits that we have, that, like you said, that we value, you appreciate what you have. Whatever that you had wanted to have in your mind, that you have dreamt about how you want your marriage to be, then you can see the result.
Right.
Because you're valuing what you have in your hand, and then you can work with that.
Right. But having said that, there is something that is always triggering a lady not valuing a partner or a guy not valuing his partner. If what you consider value is not a value to me, right? I can't value it, right? So you see it as a value. Look at me, I cook for you, I clean your house, and you
take care of your kids.
I take care of the children, all of that kind of thing. The guy is not looking for that. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, look at, I give you money, I give you this, I give you that. Whatever you need. Girl is not looking for that. So we must know what makes you be the one beyond the lies. We must know what makes her to be the one beyond every physical thing we can imagine. However, the best way is you. When I say I'm looking for a partner, I must know what I was looking for. And that, no matter how trivial it sounds to other people, is the core of my value. So you've been with me for 23 years, running to 24 that we've been together, right? Mm-hmm. I've been everywhere. I've done crazy stuff here and there before we met. Yes, I have. But the truth about it is, there are many people today who still can't understand that Shegun, this me, has been able to stay, live, get blessed, have kids, and have a beautiful family with a woman. And to them, everything they think was driving that are not in any way close to what's driving me in this relationship. Because what I value is too trivial to many people, but it's so important to me, right? That when I found that, as soon as we started and I start to find that, it becomes very clear. I'll tell you what it is, for example.
Okay.
You were the first human being that is a female in all of my life that I met, and you haven't known me yet, and I was open up to you that I just lost my job. The first woman in my entire life. We just started talking, not even more than twice that we spoke. I lost my job. I was able to shed my tears. I was able to be on the phone and tell you that I just lost my job. Now, with you on the other side in London, and I'm on the other side in Connecticut, I have girls in Atlanta, I have girls in LA that I never told them. I just wouldn't tell them that, because that just means I'm too little to call a girl and tell her I just lost my job. No, actually, I just got a new job. And that day, that night, that very night of the most painful day of my life, your words came through like a flood of a soothing balm that changed my countenance. And that day, and you've perfected that. You become someone in the most difficult period of my life, of which you've been through many with me. I find comfort. What do you think will happen if you give me everything? When trouble hits, that's what some guys are. Think, do you have that value of having that strength as a guy for the girl, or as a girl for the guy? So sometimes people complain, she doesn't value me, she doesn't value me. The truth is, what you are calling value is not valuable to him or her. Because if it does, forget it. I'm telling you.
So that then means that you need to know what your house considers as value.
That's correct.
And that then brings me to the 5 love languages that was written by Gary Chapman.
That's right.
Because if you know your spouse's love language, you will know their value.
That's
you
true.
know what they value.
That's
Then
true.
you will know how to serve them better.
And how to perfect.
Make
yourself the best of delivering and speaking that love language. That's what makes you the best spouse. Everything, taking care of children, raising your family, all of that is something different. But being the best is you knowing what makes him tick and perfecting to delivering it. What makes her tick, as in not some superficial things, as in the value of life.
Can I tell you why?
Tell me why you marry me. Yeah?
Can Can I tell you how I decided to bring my best to the table? And I worked towards it by always looking for a way to do things different. In the years that we've been together, you've told me so many stories about your past.
Yeah.
And each time you're telling me those stories, I'm saying to myself, I'm going to be different. I have to do something different because, like you said from the beginning of this episode, that whatever brought you in the room and made you to be the one, whether it's deception or it's truth, you have to keep it up. Because when we started this relationship, hell broke loose.
Yes.
I was told, oh, he's a bad guy.
It's
he's
true.
just going to break your heart.
Yeah,
and he's
they
just
were
going to
right.
do this. And I'm looking at this guy and saying, this guy is fine. Whatever it takes, I'm just going to do it. There are many of you who you are attracted to the person because of their looks and what they have. But when you not get into that relationship, you found out that what you saw actually was not what the guy is or the girl is. I want to encourage you, because what you saw was different from who he is. I'm telling you that you can perfect what you saw. You can make a change. That person can become who you actually wanted them to be. Like my husband said, whatever brought you into the table, if it's deception, you can change it.
Yeah.
You can
Come
start.
clean,
You can
come
dump.
clean.
You can dump
Just
it
come clean
and start being
get
who
better.
you are, and it can get better.
Yeah.
Because what you expected was not what you were getting doesn't mean that the end is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that there's no relationship in there. There are sometimes you have to work this thing for
Work it
this
out.
thing to work. Because at the end of the day, it's about what you want, right?
That's right.
It's about your dreams. It's about the kind of life you want to live.
Yeah.
I tell you, if I had listened to what my pastor said, what my friend said about him, I would have missed the golden opportunity and the life that God has given me to build.
It's been
with this
24
guy.
years,
It's been 24
babe.
years. It has been.
The truth about it is, everything they said about me when I met you, people who knew you well were trying to protect you from me. But what they don't know is what made me like that is the absence of something, right? And so when I finally found that thing, the real me came out, because everything I was a fake life that is coming from something that is missing. And the moment I found that thing, and that emptiness and that hole was plugged, I became the real me that God wants me to be, the real family man I wanted to be since I was 12 years old. And that's what has made us today. That's the truth.
Is it gonna be easy? No, but you gotta work it. If
Work
you
it.
want it, you can have it. You have to work it. So
Work it.
as we round up, I want us to talk about self-improvement in a relationship. How do you improve yourself? What are the tips that you can give us on self-improvement? I mean, I have a goal that I know what I want and I was committed to do it. But peradventure people are watching and they say, oh, we've tried, it's just not working. Can I get this guy to just be on my side? How can I get this babe to do what I actually want in a woman? What tips can you give us to self-improve?
I think the same principle applies to everything in life, where self-improvement is key. And every human being must embrace the principles of improvement. Improvement is simply adding a little bit every moment you discover something new to the person that you are, to make you the better person you want. And it starts by recognizing that person you want, right? If you got a job, you write your resume, you get the job. The resume was great, they gave you the job, but you lied in the resume, that's a problem, that's a fact. And now you got the job, so you have to do the job. Now, the truth about it is that most people got fired in 3 months when they get to that job because they couldn't match their performance
Yes.
to the resume.
The resume.
That's correct.
Yes.
But some people come in and start to self-improve. They learn, they ask questions. But for relationship, I think we can close here and take it up later in the future. If you don't hear from your partner regularly about what he or she really wants so that you can make it better, you won't be improving. Your improvement comes from a very open mind discussion that allow you to hear from your partner what he or she really wants so that you start to look for a way to get better at it and get better at it. That's the beginning. You're not talking. If you are not talking, how are you going to know that you are not doing right? When she say, I don't really like this, you don't have an open mind, right? Sincerely speaking, it starts with getting to know what he wants or she wants, and how little by little you become that person that is able to deliver exactly what he or she wants. Not because he wants to change you or she wants to change you. It's just that you have something she wants from you to make our life together better. You got to improve it by getting to know it.
How easy is that for you?
Well, for me, because you were very simple and transparent, right? So I know the guy, I know the kind of women I used to look for, and I know the difference between you and them. And they think what they have, we can talk, they can challenge me. We can talk politics from morning till evening. We can communicate together on a different level. You are a quiet one. You are not a speaking one. What happened was little by little, I start to understand that I need to be speaking at your level. And I started to manage that. It was hard. It was difficult. But you want me to talk. You want me to be with you. I want you to be speaking at my level, but I want to speak at your level. So gradually we started improving on coming to a level where we can communicate, speak together without you changing who I am or me changing who you are. I don't think I changed you, but you changed me a lot.
I was also trying my best to come to your level to make sure there's a balance.
You did.
It's amazing. Guys, it has really been amazing. Thank you so much.
What am I going to get for that? Just thank you.
Oh, that's why I married him. He's cracking. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Victor, for blessing us and sharing this priceless nugget with us today.
Thank you.
It deeply means a lot to me for you coming on this show, and I can't wait to be here again with you next week.
Thanks for having
when
me.
we get on the second episode. Listen, if this has blessed you in any way, if you have enjoyed this broadcast, don't keep it to yourself. Share with someone. That's it for now. And thank you for tuning in today. I am so glad that you did. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let's have a conversation in the comment section. Until then, this is SMOPPY'S was saying, stay loving, stay blessed, love yourself, and love one another. Join me next week for the concluded part of becoming the best in your relationship. God bless you.